Hello, and welcome to the OSU Alumni Association's Travel Talk presentation, 2021 Travel Preview. I am Kate Sanders, Director of Alumni Programs and Alumni Group Travel at the OSU Alumni Association. During today's conversation, you will see a sneak peek of the 2021 tours with Odysseys Unlimited and AHI Travel. Each company will present a brief overview of their tours, and we'll have a question and answer session at the end. I'm sure you're excited just as I am to travel again. We're finally starting to see a slow increase in travel worldwide as countries reopen. According to the World Trade and Tourism Council, travel and tourism accounted for $8.9 trillion into the world's GDP in 2019, which is about 10.3% of the global GDP. This accounts for 330 million jobs, or 1 in every 10 jobs globally. I'd say it's safe to say that millions of us are working together to bring travel back. We hope a reliable vaccine is in our very near future, as well as more options for treatment, much like we are seeing today with countries requiring proof of a negative COVID test or a mandatory 2-week quarantine upon arrival. I wouldn't be surprised if some countries start to require a COVID vaccine, but only time will tell. In the meantime, tour providers such as Odysseys and AHI have adopted new safety protocols. Hotels, airlines, and every company at every point of your journey has developed new cleaning and safety protocols as well. And people are traveling today, although we will see many, many more in the future. So what can we do now? Plan. Get excited for your next trip. And that is why we are here today. Whether you're ready to head out tomorrow or delaying a little bit longer, research is always the first step. Both Odysseys Unlimited and AHI Travel have been partners with OSU for years, and there are two companies that travels go back to year after year. So without further ado, please welcome Cheryl Mosaic, Senior Manager of Special Interest Groups with Odysseys Unlimited, to hear about our great tour lineup. Hi, Cheryl, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Kate, thank you so much for the lovely introduction, and thank you for organizing this event. Bear with me for just a moment as I set up my screen.
Yes, it's always one of those fun things to deal with multiple screens and buttons when you do a live presentation. So no worries.
Okay. Oop.
As Cheryl's getting this screen up, Odysseys Unlimited has been with us for, I don't know, quite a few years. And you'll see them, we travel with them a lot of places such as Machu Picchu and Africa, and Costa Rica has been one we've done multiple times over the years. They're always wonderful tours with great guides.
Sorry about this. I'm just, hold on just a second.
Is it a software or is there one that we can help you with?
I'm just looking to share screen. I seem to have lost that in my
on your bottom bar, the green share screen, click that and then pick your presentation.
Nope, I seem to have lost the.
Well, if you have your presentation by you, do you just want to go ahead and tell us what you have, and we can just pretend that it's up?
Well, hold on just a second. Where? Okay.
there you go. You got it.
I'm
Wonderful.
sorry. Apologies for this.
Oh,
Hold
no
on
worries.
just a
We've all
second.
been there. All right.
And
Well,
let me
I'm going
just,
to turn my video and let you take it away, Cheryl.
okay, great. Um, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we hear you
Okay,
wonderful.
good. So Odysseys Unlimited has been in business since 1998, and we are known as the small group tour operator. Our groups are just 12 to 24 guests, and we're thrilled that we've been able to work with Oregon State since 2007 to offer our tours to alumni and their guests. And Odysseys Unlimited offers tours all over the world. Most of our tours are land-based. Some have cruise components. And these tours feature primarily all-inclusive pricing with round-trip transportation from your home city. We stay in well-located, distinctive accommodations. We usually spend anywhere between 2 and 4 nights in each location. And we employ top-rated tour directors who are known for their years of experience and their local contacts and knowledge. We cover sightseeing is included in the cost of the tour, as well as most meals and most gratuities. And we also use full-size coaches, even for our small groups. So we're very pleased to be offering 6 tours with the OSU Alumni Association in 2021. And what follows is just a brief overview of them, starting with our Journey Through Britain tour, which we'll be offering next summer in 2021. This is a highlights tour of England, Scotland, and Wales. Our 14-day tour begins in Edinburgh and ends in London. And there's an optional post-tour extension in London on your own. We start in Edinburgh, as I said, and then we continue to England's Pastoral Lake District, where we spend 2 nights. From there, we travel to Wales, where during a 2-night stay, we see more lovely scenery, including the unspoiled Snowdonia National Park. We'll tour Shakespeare's birthplace at Stratford-upon-Avon. And in the Cotswolds, which you'll see in the lower right-hand corner of the slide, we'll tour historic Bath. En route to London, we'll stop in Stonehenge to see the ruins, and we'll also tour Windsor Castle. Our journey concludes in cosmopolitan London. Also next summer, we'll be offering our 16-day classic safari, featuring the famous national parks of Kenya and Tanzania. We'll start and end our tour in Nairobi with an optional post-tour extension at the Mount Kenya Safari Club. We stay in top-rated safari lodges throughout the tour as we visit all of these incredible national parks. In Kenya, Amboseli National Park is known for its huge elephant population. And in Tanzania, we'll see more diverse fauna, including beautiful bird life at Lake Manyara National Park. A tour highlight is Tanzania's Ngorongoro crater. This is the world's largest intact volcanic caldera, teeming with wildlife, and also a homeland of the Maasai people. We conclude this incredible journey exploring the vast grassland plains of the Serengeti in Tanzania and its counterpart in Kenya, known as the Masai Mara. These are 2 of the preeminent game viewing sites in the world. Maybe Japan is beckoning you in 2021. We're offering our Insiders Japan tour in the fall of 21, and this is a beautiful time of year to be visiting Japan. This 13-day tour starts in Tokyo and ends in Kyoto with flights home from Osaka. We're also offering an optional, highly recommended 3-day post-tour extension to Hiroshima. Our touring in Tokyo includes the Imperial Palace District and the Meiji Shrine. And from Tokyo, we move out and we travel to the countryside. Weather permitting, we'll see stunning Mount Fuji and the scenery of the Fuji Hakono Izu National Park. We'll stay overnight in a traditional ryokan or guest house. We take a thrilling bullet train ride to Takayama with its ancient streets and houses. This is another tour highlight. And we also visit the culturally rich city of Kanazawa, home of renowned Kenrokuen Garden, which you see on the right-hand side of this slide in the center image. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Our journey concludes in Kyoto, Japan's cultural capital, where we'll see the sights and we'll enjoy a traditional tea ceremony. If South America is calling you, then I urge you to take a look at our Treasures of Peru with Machu Picchu and Lake Titicaca, which we're offering in the fall of 2021. This 11-day tour starts and ends in Lima with an optional 4-day extension to the Amazon rainforest. In Lima, we'll see all the sites and we'll tour the renowned Larco Herrera Museum. And then we fly to Cusco and the Sacred Valley with time to acclimatize to the high altitude and see some of the incredible Inca ruins and also visit an Indian market. We'll travel by train to Machu Picchu, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and we're fortunate to stay overnight there because this affords us the opportunity to have 2 guided visits of these amazing ruins. We return by train back to Cusco for more sightseeing, and we enjoy lunch in the home of a local family. And the final leg of our journey is a scenic drive from Cusco across the rugged Altiplano to Lake Titicaca, which is at approximately 13,000 feet of elevation. It's the highest navigable lake in the world. We'll spend a full day exploring this otherworldly lake, and we'll visit the people who live on floating islands in the middle of the lake made of reeds. You may also want to consider our extremely popular tour in Portugal and Spain called Paradores and Posadas, which we'll be offering next October. This 15-day tour begins in Lisbon and it ends in Madrid with an optional 4-day extension to Barcelona. The centerpiece of this tour are the 8 nights accommodations in distinguished historic lodgings, which are called Paradores in Spain and Posadas in Portugal. Our Lisbon sightseeing includes Belém Tower, which you can see on the right-hand side of the slide, and also an excursion to the National Palace at Queluz. In Portugal, we'll stay for 2 nights in historic Évora, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and we'll also tour the Roman ruins at Mérida. We cross over into southern Spain and we stay in a parador, which is a restored 14th century Arab fortress. This is our base while exploring Cordoba, another UNESCO World Heritage Site, and Seville with its renowned Gothic cathedral. And of course, when we're in southern Spain, we'll visit Granada and its iconic Alhambra and Generalife Gardens, and that's on the slide in the lower right-hand corner. And this is a great stop and visit before we continue on up to Madrid, where we finish the tour for 3 nights in this sophisticated city. Our final tour offering of 2021 takes us to the ultimate bucket list destination, Egypt. Our 15-day tour starts and ends in Cairo, with an optional 5-day extension to Jordan featuring Petra and Amman. In Cairo, we'll see all the must-see sites, including the Great Pyramid, the Sphinx, the Egyptian Museum, the famous bazaar shown here in the lower right-hand corner of the slide. Our tour features 2 cruises, one on Lake Nasser in the south for 3 nights, and the other on the Nile River for 4 nights, traveling from Aswan up to Luxor. In the south, we're going to take in Abu Simbel's dramatic temples, which you see here in the center of this slide. These were moved to higher grounds with the construction of the Aswan High Dam. We'll enjoy a felucca sail on the Nile. This is the traditional Egyptian sailboats. And on the Nile cruise, we'll visit the temple complexes of Karnak and Luxor on the east bank, and also the Valley of the Kings and the Valley of the Queens on the west bank of the Nile. So I wanted to just take a few minutes more and give a tiny preview of what's happening with OSU and Odysseys in 2022. We're putting together another great lineup of tours, and I want to give just a very quick sneak preview with details and dates to follow later. We have Moroccan Discovery, which is our 14-day tour of Morocco, starting in Rabat and ending in Marrakesh. We'll visit the imperial cities of Rabat, Fez, and Marrakesh, and we'll travel through the High Atlas Mountains and take an excursion in the Sahara Desert, which is for sure a tour highlight. We're also offering Pearls of Dalmatia, and this is a land-based 15-day program starting in historic Zagreb and continuing to Slovenia and Croatia with its beautiful Dalmatian coastline and ending in Dubrovnik. And a tour highlight is Croatia's Plitvice Lakes National Park, which you see in the center of this slide. Exploring Iceland, an 11-day land-based program that highlights the south, west, and north portions of this incredible little country. With just 340,000 people, Iceland is jam-packed with natural wonders, including glaciers, volcanoes, waterfalls, black sand beaches, abundant bird life, and stunning national parks. And also, we'll bring you to the Canadian Rockies for an 11-day tour featuring Glacier National Park in the US and Banff and Jasper National Parks in Canada. We stay at unique mountain lodges within each of these parks. These are all great tour offerings, so I urge you to stay tuned for 2022 dates and itineraries as you make plans to resume travel next year and beyond. Thanks very much. Kate, I'll turn it back to you.
Wonderful, thank you, Cheryl. That was great. Now, if anyone has questions about her tours, then feel free to add your questions in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, and we'll give Cheryl just a minute. There she goes to turn that screen sharing off. Great.
Yes.
So I don't know about you, but those are hard trips to choose from. So bear in mind, if there is one that you see on that great list for 2021 or further on, we do repeat tours after every few years. Some tours repeat every year, depending on how popular they are. So keep them in mind for next year or future years. Next, we have another great slate of trips to introduce, and to help us do that is Mike Hall. Mike is the Vice President for Sales at AHI Travel. Hi, Mike. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, well, do you want to take it away?
I will do that.
Great.
Let me get my screen. Okay. Good day, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you today and to have the chance to talk about something all of us love, travel. I know we all share the hope that one day soon we'll be able to connect once again with the people, places, and cultures of the world. Thank you, Kate, for organizing this event. It's an honor to work with the Oregon State Alumni Association and an honor to be here today. AHI Travel has long and storied history with Oregon State that dates back at least 35 years, maybe longer, and a tradition in travel that dates back nearly 60 years. So I'll start with a little intro of AHI. AHI is a group tour operator. We specialize in education and cultural tours worldwide for university alumni associations. We were established in 1963 as Alumni Holidays, Inc. In fact, that's what the AHI and AHI Travel stands for, Alumni Holidays, Inc. It has nothing to do with tuna or sushi. We're a family-owned and operated company founded by Mr. and Mrs. Small, now run and owned by their three sons, Brian, Joe, and Rick. Our world headquarters is in Chicago. And of course, we're honored to be an Oregon State travel partner for over 35 years at this point. Some of the differences at AHI, all of our tours are designed exclusively for the Alumni Association traveler. These tours are not available through other avenues. We don't work with travel agents. Therefore, they're not available to the general marketplace. They're cultural and educational experiences featuring university professors, local experts, hands-on activities, and led by professional travel directors and local guides. Some of the features that we try to incorporate into all of our tours, one is the AHI Connects activities. These are activities that are put into the tours specifically to foster connection and communication with locals. When you're traveling in a group, it's not always easy to spend time with the locals, so these activities are put in place to foster that. We also build in as much choice and flexibility as we can into these group tours, specifically through what we call personalize your journey options, which on certain days, instead of just one excursion being included for everybody, we give you several choices during that day, and you can pick and choose to make that journey your own. There's no additional cost for these, just giving you choice and flexibility. All of the accommodations are deluxe and first class. So in the end, we end up with high quality tours with inclusive pricing, representing a good value for the traveler. And for you solo travelers, there's many of our tours offer no single supplements, which make traveling much more affordable as a single. Health protocols, this is obviously on the front of many people's minds today with the current pandemic. So I thought I'd point out some of the things that we are putting in place for the day when we can begin operating tours again. First of all, we reduced our group sizes on our land journeys down to 24 maximum travelers. This allows for more social distancing on motor coaches and restaurants, etc. We've also taken all of our river journeys where we charter the vessels, and we've limited the capacity of travelers on them. For example, one of our ships, the Amadeus Imperial that we charter, can hold 162 passengers. We're going to limit it to just 120 travelers. Again, that allows for more social distancing in the public areas and when we go off on excursions, etc. We're putting our travel directors all through special health and safety training to make sure that they are well informed on what to do with everything relating operating a good, healthy, and safety trip. We've developed health requirements that we've distributed out to all the hotels, river ships, motor coach companies that we utilize to ensure that they are willing to meet these standards. The good news is we've heard back from all of them. Not only are they all happy to do it, they've even sent us a list of extra things that they're going to do over and above our requirements to ensure for a healthy and safety trip for you all. We also are putting into our pre-trip materials very clear instructions for our travelers so that they know exactly what is expected of them on each trip and in each destination in terms for health and safety. So let's get on to the trips. AHI operates river journeys, and land journeys. For 2021, we have 13 total trips, 4 of those being river journeys, and then the other 9 being our land journeys. I can't go into depth on each one of those in the current time that we have together. So I'm going to highlight 1 river cruise and 1 land journeys. In the river journeys, just real quickly, what are the options? One is Dutch Waterways. That's the one I'm going to spend a little bit more time on, so I'll get back to that one. Grand Seine River and Normandy Passage, a French program beginning in Paris, and then cruising along the Seine River up to Honfleur. So you get everything from Paris to Giverny, where Monet's home and garden is, up to the D-Day beaches in Normandy. We have a trip down to Peru that includes Lisbon, an Amazon River cruise, Machu Picchu and Cusco in September, and then our Cruise the Heart of Europe program, which is a 3-river program, including the Danube, the Main, and the Rhine rivers, cruising between Budapest to Amsterdam, visiting Hungary, Slovakia, Austria, and Germany, and that is in September. And all 4 of these river journeys offer the no single supplement to the solo travelers. For the Dutch Waterways program, here you can see a map of the destinations that you will see on this trip, everything from the big cities of Amsterdam and Brussels to the smaller towns and villages. This is the ship that we have chartered for this departure. It is the MS Dolce France. We charter it from Croisière Europe, which is a French-based cruise line, which does an excellent job with food, service, and friendly service. We will visit Amsterdam. There is a pre-trip option to spend more time in Amsterdam if you like. We'll, of course, visit Keukenhof Gardens, which is acres and acres of a park-like setting, flowers everywhere, absolutely beautiful and stunning. We'll visit small towns like Giethoorn. Giethoorn does not have any roads. Everything is a waterway. In fact, you're sitting on one of the roads of Giethoorn in this picture. We'll visit The Hague. We'll get to other small villages like Middelburg, Bruges, fantastic walking town, Antwerp. There you'll also get a chance to get to Delft for some of the Delft pottery. Another nice shot of Main Square in Antwerp. And then, of course, Brussels at the end. This is where you'll return, your flight return will come from. And there's an extension to stay additional nights in Brussels as well. So shifting on to the land journeys, these first 4 listed here are what I would refer to as traditional land journeys. They're about 2 weeks in length. They visit multiple locations with several nights in each. It includes in May a possible trip to Southern Africa to visit Cape Town, Thorny Bush for your private game reserve, Robos Rail, which is a nostalgic train experience up to Victoria Falls. You can choose to go to Ireland for our Riches of the Emerald Isle trip, to Dublin, then down south to Mallow and Killarney, up the west coast to Ennis in early June. There's the Imperial Journey trip, which takes you into Eastern Europe, northern part of Eastern Europe, to Poland, Germany, and the Czech Republic, with stays in Krakow, Warsaw, Berlin, Dresden, and Prague in July. And then finally, a Moroccan experience with the 6 nights in Marrakesh and 2 nights in Casablanca out at the coast in November. 2 of the other land journeys are city-stay programs. So these are 9-day, 7-night programs in the cities of Budapest in early June, or in Florence in October. We call it the serene season because you're getting into the shoulder season in Florence, which has some real advantages: less crowds, less expensive, but still very nice touring weather, jacket weather at that time of the year. And then finally, our land journeys. There's 3 of them. 2 in our series we call our Alumni Campus Abroads. And Alumni Campus Abroad goes into a region of a country You settle into a small town or village to get a very authentic experience, and then you spend your 9 days, 7 nights exploring the region in depth. They're very in-depth programs. So you have choice to Greece, where you spend time in Athens and the island of Poros in May. Puglia, I'm going to go in a little bit more detail about this one, but this is kind of the off the beaten path part of Italy in October. And then finally, an opportunity to go to Spain to stay 7 nights in the town of Antequera in the Andalusia region, to stay in a parador there, to explore and visit Granada and Seville and Malaga, Ronda, etc. So for Apulia, as you can see here from the map, that area of Italy is the boot heel, and it is on the Adriatic side of Italy instead of the more traveled Mediterranean side. You'll stay 7 nights in the town of Polignano a Mare, and then explore in depth the Apulia region. And to help me share this trip with you, I have a short video that you can enjoy.
From charming fishing villages to beautiful hilltop towns, revel in Apulia's unspoiled beauty and fascinating culture. Spectacular views of the glorious Adriatic abound from your hotel in Polignano a Mare. You'll visit the Sassi districts of Matera, gaze at Alberobello's unique Trulli, and explore the seaport town of beautiful Bari. Dine on seafood fresh from the Adriatic, and indulge in locally produced olive oil and wine. Centuries of history will unfold as you dip into Apulia's rich heritage, delight in soothing Adriatic breezes, and engage with the region's welcoming people. Throughout this incredible journey, you'll be in the care of a seasoned travel director who handles all logistics, allowing you to thoroughly enjoy your destination. And our expert guides and local speakers will make the region's unique history and culture come to life. As you explore with your small group, relish comfortable camaraderie and new friendships that create unforgettable memories. Plus, all of our trips feature free time, so you can strike off on your own and make new discoveries. It's time to dust off your dreams and explore. Call now to reserve your place on this one-of-a-kind adventure.
So that brings us to the end of the AHI portion of this presentation. Thank you for your time and attention, and I'll now turn it back to Kate.
Wonderful. That was great, Mike. Thank you so much. And I have to laugh because often we will hear people think that AHI travel is AHI travel. we hear it all the time. So if anyone's mistakenly said AHI travel before, you're not the only one. So yes, AHI travel. And do note we have, with Odysseys too, AHI as well, we tend to repeat some of these tours year after year just because of how popular they are. And especially with this next 2021-22 season, we're keeping an eye on travel and how it's going and what we may end up maybe moving to a different season or bringing on again the next year. For instance, we're already planning on doing Dutch waterways in 2022 with AHI again. And that's actually a special year for Dutch waterways, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, the once a decade Floriade will be taking place in Holland that year, which is a plant and flower exposition. That's quite impressive, and of course we've built time into the program for the travelers to spend a fair amount of time at the expo. That's
wonderful. Well, great. Well, Cheryl, if you want to join us on the screen too now, go ahead and turn your camera on and we can see if anyone has any questions at this point for either one of you for your trips or just travel in general with the two companies. So if you do have a question for Mike or Cheryl, feel free to type it in that Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. It should be right in the middle that bar, the navigation bar. And we will keep an eye on those questions. See if anything's come in. I think folks are a little quiet today. That means that you have done an excellent job explaining your trip. So that is a great thing. So that's all right. And we'll just keep on going and finish up the rest of the presentation. So before anyone heads out on a trip, I do want to bring your attention to, oh wait, we do have another question. I'll pop through this. We have a question from Jennifer. Jennifer typed in, does Odysseys offer a no single supplement on any of your trips as well?
Hi, Jennifer. We do not offer a no single supplement. So in other words, we do charge a single supplement. These will vary widely according to the country and the hotel. We stay in first class up to deluxe hotels. And we do try to control those single supplement costs, but we do charge a single supplement.
Yeah, and Jennifer, I will say that a lot of times we have travelers that will let us know that they want to go on a trip and that they're willing to roommate with somebody else. And if we know that, then what we do is we'll send out an email or communication to our other solo travelers and let them know that someone's interested in going on a specific trip, and if we have another solo traveler out there that would potentially want to join them. And then we would put the two of you together. You would have a conversation on your own, decide if it's a right fit or not, and then we move forward with that. And of course, payment is all individual. So you would be, each person would be in charge of their own side of the reservation. But so that is always an option for those solo travelers, which we do have a few solo travelers out there. That's great. So feel free, I'm gonna keep going, but if anyone else has any other questions in the chat, I will go ahead and answer them. Want to point out a couple of things for the audience. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen really quick. We have here two websites that I definitely want you to pay attention to before you head out on your tours, the U.S. Travel Advisory, as well as the CDC site for COVID-19. Be familiar with the policies, and especially those COVID-19 policies. They do tend to change often. So pay attention if you're heading out, where you're going, and what you might be required to do. Also, on our website, we have a few resources I wanted to point out. The first one is, you'll notice at the top part, the COVID-19 update and the COVID-19 safety guidelines. There's little drop-down arrows. Click on those, and there will be a link to all of our tour providers' safety guidelines and protocols for traveling in this day and age. So if you have any questions about what the various companies are doing, that's a great place to start. On your left-hand side of that website, you'll see different links for travel talks, presentations like this one, as well as last month's presentation called The New Way to Travel. If you're heading out sometime soon, that's another one that I would check out. This presentation is being recorded, and we will add it to this site as well. We also have a tab for virtual travel, so there's some fun things that you'll find there. On the Travel Talks pages, as well as any of our tour pages, on the right-hand side, you'll see a resources bar, a variety of different resources that might be helpful in your planning process, including travel insurance FAQs and a great presentation by our preferred travel insurance provider, USI Travel Insurance Services. Check it out there. And lastly, don't forget to join our travel community on Facebook. You can search OSU Alumni and Friends Travel Community and join the conversation. So that is actually all we have for today. And if there are no more questions, then we'll go ahead and sign off for the afternoon. So I want to thank you very much, Cheryl and Mike, for joining us. This has been great. And of course, everyone listening today, you can see links to these trips on our website, osualum.com/travel. and there'll be links to the brochures and more in-depth information on each tour. We hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.